Just look how delicious this pasta dish looks. Today we're making spaghetti with garlic, lemon, and parsley. If you're interested in this recipe, you can see it at the end of the video.
Hello!
Hi, and welcome back to the Nonno Giorgio and Rory Cooking Italian for Weight Loss.
Yep.
And today we're doing one of our favorite foods, very Italian, pasta. And this is a special pasta. It's flavored with garlic, tomato, oregano, lemon, hot pepper, and parsley.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
It's so simple to make and it's so good. This is, you can even make it for a snack. It's just, there's not a whole lot of prep. We're using a green chili pepper. You can use red.
And we take the seeds out so it's not overly hot.
Yeah, and of course, theme it to how much hotness you like or heat.
And we did like a half of a medium pepper.
Yeah.
2 to 3 cloves of garlic.
Yeah.
We took our parsley, and this is a trick that we didn't know.
This is a new thing we found out.
Cut the stems off and dice them real thin.
Yeah.
And put them in the hot oil with the garlic and pepper, and then the tomatoes go in after that.
Yeah.
And it adds flavor to the oil.
Wonderful.
Just wonderful.
Yeah.
We've got 12 cherry tomatoes cut in half. We've got oregano to taste. We're going to zest 1 lemon. And then we've got the leaves from the parsley, which go in at the end and a little bit when you plate it as a decoration.
Yeah.
And Rory, you want to talk about the pasta?
Yeah, this is an interesting pasta because what's the name for it?
Fettuccelli it's called in some places in Italy.
But when I asked for it at the Italian deli, they give me spaghetti alla chitarra. And so it's square-shaped spaghetti. Now I think you can make this with any spaghetti.
You can.
But this is kind of an interesting pasta, and it's very delicious.
But Italians are all about how the different sauces stick to the pasta.
Yeah.
That's the trick. And being flat, this sauce is creamy because of the tomatoes and the garlic, and it sticks to the pasta really, really nicely.
It's wonderful.
All right, let's get started. Please like our video by checking the little thumbs up. That way you let us know you enjoyed it. Please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button, then the bell and all. This will ensure that you get all of our new videos. Our pasta water is boiling, and I'm putting a 1/3 of a pound for the 2 of us. If you like to eat more, do a 1/2 pound. Make sure your pasta all goes under water so it starts to cook. It calls for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to do 8. George's rule. And then we're going to test it.
And another George rule, which you may or may not know about, is in order to cook pasta really properly, you need a lot of water. So even though we have only 1/3 of a pound of pasta, we got quite a few cups of water in there for it to move around. So we have the stems from the parsley and the leaves, and we're going to use the stems right now as George described in the opening.
All right, so we're heating the oil up, and I used a liberal amount of olive oil. I know Americans, we were worried about fat and we don't want to use it, but if you go to Italy, they use it a liberal amount of oil in sauces like this, because it's, even though there's tomatoes in it, it's really a white or a pink sauce, because the tomatoes are going to break down into the olive oil with the garlic and parsley. It's so good.
Wait.
So the first thing we're going to do is stick our garlic in.
Okay.
And I use a garlic crusher because I like the garlic to be creamy. And then I'm going to put our pepper.
Our jalapenos.
and our stems that have been real finely chopped
from the parsley.
Now you want to be real careful that you don't burn. Turn it down to medium. I always, when I use garlic, salt.
It's sort of unusual, I think, to have a jalapeno in this Italian dish, but you know, it's in Italy they have other hot peppers, and we just happen to have jalapenos on hand.
Yeah, my Italian-American friends used to call them red hots. They were curved, they looked dangerous.
Yeah.
You can use any pepper, or if you know, if you're totally opposed to anything spicy, don't put it in.
Yep. Free choice.
You can also use red pepper flakes, but we find that, especially when we take the seeds out, it's not overly hot, and the jalapeno has so much flavor, much more than the red pepper seeds. Okay, so I'm using the back of the spoon to crush the parsley stems, the garlic, and the jalapeno. Just get flavors out into the oil. This whole step is to infuse our oil with wonderful flavors. It makes this dish so unique. Now we're going to take our tomatoes and put them in. And same thing. Take your tomatoes and crush. Whoop. One's trying to get away. It's hot in there. Let them heat up a little bit and then they'll crush easier. But you want to go through a process of getting them heated up and then crushing them so that their juices come out and the skins just about disappear. Now, if you don't have cherry tomatoes, we've made this dish once with Italian tomatoes from Cento, peeled tomatoes, and I took one out and chopped it up and put it in here instead of the cherry tomatoes, and that was delicious.
You know, we're all about not sweating the small stuff. In other words, if something's not in your pantry, most of the time you can use something else, substitute, and it'll be just as good.
You see now that these are starting to be able to be crushed. I like to keep the temperature at a point where I can see bubbles, but not overly frying so that we don't burn the garlic and the herbs.
And I think, as we've mentioned in other videos, it's good not to burn olive oil at a very high temperature also.
Just a little bit more salt, some pepper. And when the pasta is done, we're going to drain it and stick it in there. We're going to put 1 cup of pasta water. We got about a minute left, so I'm going to put the cup of pasta water in. Got about 50 seconds left. We're going to get our oregano and our lemon ready, and we're going to put about half to 3/4 of the leaves in just before we put the pasta in, so that they wilt and the flavors are there. And then the other 1/4 to half we're going to use as a decoration when we plate the pasta. Remember another George's rule. You want to and that's perfect. If I was going to serve it, I'd let it go another half minute or so. Okay, so here's our drained pasta. Before we put the pasta in, I'm going to put our oregano, and this is to taste. We like the taste of oregano, so we'll use a little bit, and we'll take about 3/4 of this, and we'll
This microplane is something I had never used before I met George, and it's a really wonderful tool. Use it for cheese and the zest from oranges, lemons. It's a good tool to have.
Okay, so now I'm going to just give this a stir to get these things going. Trying to break the tomatoes down as much as possible. Look how creamy that sauce looks. Now we can put our
Here goes the
pasta. And then what I like to do is take the tongs that we use to taste the pasta and just give it, we can turn the heat off now, and just give it a toss in this wonderful sauce so it picks up all the flavors. I like to use a pasta bowl because this pan is very hot and it's going to continue to cook, and we don't like pasta overcooked. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take and try to spin this.
They make little nests, sort of, don't they?
They do, and they're very, very good at it. Okay, and then we're going to pour this wonderful sauce over it.
And you should be sure that you've made some of George's crusty bread to eat with this, because that's a treat in itself.
We do a little bit more zest. We take a little bit of the parsley, decorate it, and voila!
That is lovely.
Our cookbooks are available from both Amazon and Apple, ebooks, iBooks, and paperback versions. We are at our favorite part of the show, the tasting.
The best part.
So we're
This
going
looks
to...
just beautiful. And you should smell it. It's tomatoey and lemony and oh my God. I love pasta without cream sauces and heavy stuff on it, and it's just such a good taste.
If you love the taste of lemon, parsley, and garlic, this is wonderful, and it sticks to the pasta in a wonderful way. Try it. You're going to love this.
Nice light meal too. Enjoy.
Our books are out, the ebook and the iBook on Amazon and Apple. And on Amazon we also have the paperback, and it's in black and white or color. Pick your choice. And for now, ciao and arrivederci.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye. We hope you have enjoyed our channel. If you have, please hit the subscribe button below and the bell next to it so you get notified of new videos when they come out.